Rye Whiskey Friday!
I'm looking for some kind of improvement in this environment because we've never done a Rare Whiskey Friday in here. Surprise me, Bungle. Surprise me.
I have a feeling you may be disappointed.
Given what we know about it so far.
Rare Whiskey Friday. We're going to go through and give first impressions to several different whiskeys. These whiskeys aren't necessarily big brands. Sometimes they are, but more often than not, they're going to be craft distilleries that don't have a tremendous amount of distribution, making it kind of tricky to get your hands on any one of these bottles. If you are so fortunate to be in an area where you can get one of these whiskeys, you're welcome for the review! And thank you to all the MBs that sent the whiskeys in.
That was like the most perfectly executed tag I've ever heard.
I don't want to intimidate you, but my natural posture is like this.
How's that? You've been this for 3 years. You've been toning it back.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. Just sucking it in, sucking it in.
Right. So, I can't really bend my arms up that much.
That's fine. You're too ripped.
Just too swole.
Look, people who are too that ripped don't need to bend their arms. They have other people to do that thing for them. Just pour whiskey into your mouth.
All right, what's the first rare?
This is Deadwood Rye Whiskey, a gift from John Clark.
John Clark, you magnificent bastard. Alright, John
ready?
So, did you ever watch Deadwood on HBO?
No.
Because he doesn't watch good shows.
No, I did. It's one of those shows I have saved in my watch list.
Oh, it's a really good show.
I just haven't gotten to it.
Now, this has nothing to do with that Deadwood.
No, it doesn't. They are talking about the same
So
town.
it has nothing to do with the HBO.
No.
But the same
town.
You
This
want to
is
read
where
Bill
Bill Hickok died.
Oh, you want to read it or you want me to read it?
Read that. Feel free. I've got some other things to add.
In 1874, gold was discovered in the Black Hills of South Dakota, giving rise to the lawless town of Deadwood. Many a saloon and related businesses thrived. Whiskey was a big part of their lives. Frontier legend Wild Bill Hickok was famously shot dead while playing poker in Deadwood.
That's right.
His 4 cards showing were 2 aces and 2 eights, forever after known as the Dead Man's Hand. The 5th card remains a mystery. We raise our glasses to Bill and that colorful time in history.
It's a blend of rye from Tennessee and MGP, sourced, mixed together. This is from the guy who brought you Redemption. So this is a mix of Tennessee and MGP rye. So we know MGP is probably the 95.5 mash bill. I'm not sure what the Tennessee rye is. But this is from David Schmeier, who brought Redemption whiskey into the world.
Okay.
When it sold,
Yeah.
he moved on to some other things.
So
and this is one of them.
Classic rye, herbal, fresh, bright, lively. It's like a green tea and anise mixture. Green tea and anise.
This is young, it's bright and fresh and cut grass.
Yeah.
Right? Like green cut grass.
Herbaceous. Hey Siri, what does herbaceous mean?
Herbaceous means of, denoting, or relating to herbs, in the botanical sense.
In the botanical sense, I'm going to start using that phrase from now on. You know, this whiskey is very lively and colorful, in the botanical sense.
See, I relate to herbs in the carnal sense.
I can't even imagine how that's possible. But sure, let's run with it. Remember, this is Rare Whiskey Friday, first impressions.
Oh.
Move quickly.
Okay.
So here's the thing. It tastes young and bright and fresh. If he's trying to match the kind of young whiskey you would have gotten in the Frontier era,
And then there's
he's nailing it.
What is that, like a nutmeggy oak?
Yeah, it's very much nutmeg and wood.
It's going in a beautiful
Not a
direction.
big mid-palate sweetness.
I really like the direction it's going in.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a good blend. I think it's a young blend, but it's a fresh, good blend. Dump that.
It's
rinse
going in a nice direction.
Mclintock. Now, this one threw me for a loop because when I lived in San Luis Obispo,
You ever see Veep?
there's a family. Yes, I love that show.
Mike McClintock
Oh, yeah.
named this whiskey after their character.
Yeah, no. This is a gift, by the way. This is from John Clark as well. There's a McClintock's Steakhouse in San Luis Obispo that's been there for freaking ever.
Yeah.
And when I got this, I was like, oh, McClintock's is making a whiskey. No, that's not true. It's actually from Frederick, Maryland. Oh, my gosh. No, couldn't be further from California.
Bootjack.
Bootjack Rye.
This is less bright and lively than
they made it.
The Deadwood.
Here's all I'm going to say. This is 18 months old.
It's a little bit more. I'm going to say velvety on the nose. Some maybe some caramel mixed in there.
I tried to look up information on this whiskey.
Herbal caramel.
I searched the website for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Read everything they wrote.
Yeah.
Where they managed to say absolutely nothing.
Right.
In huge amounts of words.
Right.
And here's what I came away with. This whiskey's made in Frederick, Maryland.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
And it's a rye.
And it's a rye.
There's more information on the back of this bottle than there is on the entire website. It's 18 months old.
Wow.
That's not on the website.
I would not.
That's something I couldn't find out.
I would not have expected that much character out of a mere 18 months.
Well, it's about the same age as some of the whiskey that's in that Deadwood.
Now that,
But this is different.
This tastes and smells more mature.
It's more middle palate rich. Oh, I like it better too. It has this weird kind. You know what it is? It's Dr. Pepper. It has this weird kind of like almost pruny kind of fruit, slightly
So you're
sour
getting
astringent, but
like you're getting a dark fruit out of a
yeah,
rye.
but astringent, right? So that's that kind of like a prune when it dries out. You see what I mean?
Yeah, and you combine that with the tannins.
Yeah, and with like
And
the
with
caramel
the
sugars,
caramel herbs, the herby caramel.
the botanical quality. It's simple, but it's good.
It's good for the age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Going in a good direction.
Shockingly good for
Another one
under
going
2
in
years
a
old.
nice direction.
All right, we're on to Iron Smoke Cask Strength, but not just cask strength. It's Iron Smoke Casket Strength. You see what he did there? This is from Brendan Kite,
no, hold
who
on.
is a Titan.
Brendan got you Titan of whiskey.
What's going on?
Where's the buffalo? What's happening?
Okay.
So now we've learned something. Maybe let's avoid any of the Titans until we get a little more.
We gotta get
Together.
We gotta get the shields.
This ship cannot yet contain the power of a Titan. It might tear it apart. Oh, whoa. What is this? The guy who runs this whole thing, Iron Smoke, is a musician named Tommy Brunt.
Yep.
They just finally opened their own space after using someone else's distillery space for a while.
Yeah.
This is triple charred oak cask strength bourbon.
That does not smell 60%
No,
strong.
the nose is interesting.
It is. I'm getting a charred caramel molasses.
Yeah.
Charred caramel
With
molasses.
almost a marshmallow note sweetness in there somewhere. Because there's chocolate. There's dark chocolate in there.
Yeah.
This is actually really interesting. It keeps getting more like smoked meat
You said
to me.
musician?
Yeah, who ran this company. Oh, he's a wedding band. I don't know what he actually does. Oh, dude.
That'll make you sit up.
If this is...
That'll make you sit up.
If this is a craft small release, this is good shit.
There is some like fruitiness mixed in with flavors on the other end of that spectrum, with like the charred wood, burnt molasses, and cinnamon, and then you have this fruity character that sweeps in on the taste. That's really nice. Going back to the nose, you get some antique wood.
Fairport, New York. Man, I'm digging it. This is tough. This is an Old West bourbon being made in New York City. That just fractures my head a little bit. That stuff's made in New York City.
New York City!
Get a rope. Every Texan knows that. The pace picante.
From like the 90s or
It
some
totally
crap
is.
like that.
Although Jimmy Fallon used it in his most recent episode when he shot the show in Austin. I'm from New York City, and everyone in the bar goes, New York City! I like this. It's rich, it's dark, slightly smoky, heavy wood, but deep brown sugar mid.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Ah!
No, that's...
I'm a fan.
Casket strength.
yeah.
It's a good nod, because if you're not ready for that, right?
Yeah, that's going to
If
put
you
you in
haven't
the
been
ground.
acclimated into the ways of a high-proof whiskey, that'll...
If you're not already in the ground, our whiskey will put you there. And if you are, our whiskey may bring you back to life. Okay, I'm
High drama.
kind of excited about this one. This is a gift from Kurt and Nick Stroders.
Kurt and his strategy magnificent. Bastard.
Now, Kurt emailed to say, hey, I forgot to put my name in an obvious place, but remember when we did that limestone rye and I couldn't figure out who sent it?
Oh, I think
that was Kurt.
I think we really like that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was Kurt.
Oh.
He was like, hey, my bad. The name was on the very bottom of the bottle. I didn't see it at all.
Bastard.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Kurt.
this...
Kurt. Retroactively.
I'm excited about this a lot because I love what this company does.
Lost Distillery.
The Lost Distillery Company.
Yes, and it's hard with as many whiskeys as we go through to be a not giant national brand and still get locked into my memory.
Right.
I
But
remember
Lost.
Lost.
Lost Distilleries
They're doing
is
something.
is finding old recipes and old descriptions of ancient whiskeys that don't exist anymore and trying to recreate them.
Daniel,
put things
it's so good.
This is an Isla.
It's so good, Daniel.
Originally, the Lossit Distillery, which is on the front of this, was an illegal distillery on Isla. It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
They're trying to recreate
You're breaking my heart, man.
that whiskey.
You're breaking my heart.
They're blending whiskeys to try to create flavor profiles from distilleries long gone.
Okay, all right. So
This is sherry cask Isla all day long.
Yeah, yeah.
This is right up there
Got that
with
peat.
the good peated Bruichladdich. This is Bunnahabhain peated.
right.
Oh, taste it. Dude. That's so much worse. Every time I imagine it being bad, and it gets worse when it actually happens. This is based, in theory, around the Ben Nevis peated releases.
You know what this reminds me of? Specifically, you get halfway through and then towards the finish. It reminds me of the 1991 Blackheart, the Bruichladdich Blackheart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that complex.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't quite get there, but it heads that direction very strongly. So here's what he said. Oh, by the way, he gave us a little, look, he gave us a cloth map of Scotland. Look.
Oh, right on. Look at that. You got manuscript maps. Cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It's
I
awesome.
kind of dig that.
Yeah.
Okay, my son Nick and I were at the Vault on Saturday, August 10th to experience a class taught by one of the Psalms. We chose the tour of Scotland, right, because we enjoyed watching the show.
Yeah.
The tea towel is a whiskey map. The shortbread, which you never saw, Rex, because Zach and I ate it, made by my grandfather's Hague recipe, right?
Yeah.
He said, this is a concept we love. This is from his local store. And he also sent us pictures of his whiskey collection. Nick's, and that's his.
Look at that right there.
And I see a little Lost Distillery bottle right there.
Yeah, Lost is doing some really interesting stuff there.
So you want to know my favorite thing that was written about this whiskey? It was from Scotch Noob, who, if you haven't read him, go look at his reviews.
Okay.
ScotchNoob.com.
Yeah.
This is so up your alley. You're going to like this one. Can you focus long enough to enjoy this? No.
Go ahead.
You ready? This one falls into the category of, why didn't I think of that? The Lost Distillery Company uses archival records and a history of regional distillation to create a map of the likely flavors and aromas in long-closed distilleries. One could argue that without actual preserved samples, these might not taste anything like them, and no one would know. That one would probably also be a buzzkill at parties, I imagine. Nerd! Yeah. How do you know? How do you know it tastes like the long lost distillery? We don't
You want to know how you know? You want to know how you know? Watch.
We're like dying goats. That's what that is. Dying goats.
Too good to verbalize.
That's Rare Whiskey.
That's the noise.
That's Rare Whiskey Friday
Here's
for you.
to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
You steal me, you steal a lover's
And
heart.
if you drink, may you drink with us.